Addicts Nostalgia Tour, where we get to take 16 of the biggest and baddest monster trucks of yesterday and line them up side by side, mano-a-mano, in a drag racing style event. From some of the biggest names in the industry of the time, such as one-run Dennis Anderson piloting the Gravedigger. And you can't forget, the king of the monster trucks, Bigfoot, being piloted by Jim Kramer and everyone's favorite loudmouth. You'd think he'd run his truck faster than he runs his mouth. Mike Wine and Jersey Outlaw will be tonight's top contenders. But let's talk about round one. We've got no problem with John Moore in the 1989 Ford Bronco out of Lafayette in Tennessee, going right up against Michigan Ice Monster from Brett Engelman out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, a 1978 Chevrolet. I mean, these are both stunning looking trucks. Both trucks should pilot up right up to the line, both ready for the green flag. Let's see how it goes. You got this first dirt mountain. You go over straight from the starting line. John Moore has edging out real quick, but apparently that first set of cars really messed him up. It looks like Brett Engelman is going to take the victory from no problem in the first round of racing. That was a very close race. Starting out, times it looks like Michigan Ice Monster definitely took that race with a 7:47 second run over a 7:76 against no problem. Our next pair is going to be none other than Mike Wine of the Jersey Outlaw against Bob Breen and the old K5 Blazer. Bob Breen with a nose wheelie straight off that first set of cars, and oh my god, Bob Breen just flying across that second set of cars, immediately knocking out Mike Wine going into the next round. What an outstanding race. That was a very impressive, a very slow time for Mike Wine with a 7:07 and a Mad Dog 6:47. Up next we got Awesome Kong and then Bloodsport, this really sinister looking black Chevy. Bloodsport just flying across the racing lane, and Bloodsport gets a little out of control and rolls it going across the finish line. Bloodsport would be rolling on to the next round, but unfortunately after that crash it's going to have to forfeit, going on to Awesome Kong. A very fast time, but unfortunately we will not be seeing Bloodsport for the remainder of the night. Up next we got Kurt Dabney and Mike Botters against each other. Blue Thunder versus Black Stallion. Kurt Dabney just leaving Botters in the dust, just flying across those cars with that little Camaro. I mean, what a very impressive set of skills. A 7:05 and Black Stallion just with an 8:10. I think Botters might have missed a gear there going over that set of cars. Then you got this very odd looking truck, Deuces Wild, up against Bigfoot. And Deuces Wild getting a little squirrely over the crush cars and losing to the king of monster trucks, Jim Kramer, and Bigfoot, and will be knocked out. Bigfoot will be going into the next round. Hopefully they can find another gear, because that was a fairly slow time for one of the most recognizable and most decorated trucks in the industry. Up next we're going to have Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson, up against Jerry Richmond in the Big Bad Bronco, both wheeling across the finish lines. It looks like it's Richmond's race, and no, Dennis Anderson edges him out by half a tire. That was an extremely close race, a 7:27 second with a 7:30. Next we've got Chucky Pauken up against America's Monster Truck USA 1 with Rod Litzau. Both of them just flying across that first set of cars. Apparently Chucky Pauken doesn't know how to let off the gas, and again a very close race, just by half a tire, goes to Chucky Pauken and Excalibur with a 7:05 over a 7:18 second win. A very impressive set of races we have here in the first round. And finally, ending up first round, we have the Budweiser Boss up against Buffalo Tremor. Budweiser Boss almost looks like he was going to have this race, but unfortunately getting tangled up in a set of cars and was not able to finish with a DNF. But Buffalo Tremor with the fastest time of the night with a 6:30, a very impressive time. I mean, I think the second best time we had of the night was Bob Breen in good old Mad Dog. But going into the quarterfinals, we have Michigan Ice Monster against Bob Breen and Mad Dog, Awesome Kong and Kurt Dabney, Blue Thunder, Bigfoot and Gravedigger, a Titan set matchup right there. Then finally you got Excalibur and Buffalo Tremor. Enough talking, I'm excited. I really want to see how this pans out. I want to get right into the action. Let's see it. Michigan Ice Monster versus Bob Breen and Mad Dog. Both trucks are ready. First going over the set of crush cars. Bob Breen just flying across those cars, going into the finish line, just leaving Ice Monster in the dust. An absolutely impressive race. Tough luck for poor Brett Engelman and Michigan Ice Monster. But again, Mad Dog just laying these just impressive times with a 6:47. Michigan Ice Monster unfortunately with a 7:65. Now Awesome Kong unfortunately got led into the next round because of that wreck from Bloodsport. But let's see if Awesome Kong can move on to the semifinals against Blue Thunder and Kurt Dabney, and unfortunately he will be knocked out. Kurt Dabney just laying the hurt on with this old Camaro against all these old pickups today. I mean, a very impressive machine, very good Instead Racing. But again, you can't get mad at that time. A 691 versus 698. I mean, that is a fast race, very close. Unfortunately, they just can't. Unfortunately, now let's get into this race, ladies and gentlemen. Bigfoot, Gravedigger. This is an impressive matchup right here. Both trucks is flying across the side. It looks like it's almost Bigfoot's race to win, but at the last second, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger barely edges out of victory. Bigfoot with a 677 and Gravedigger with a 675. I mean, that is one of the closest races of this evening. I mean, we need to go back and look at a replay. I mean, just look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at how close this was. Dennis Anderson just barely edging out of victory by like maybe a quarter of a tire. And then finally we got Buffalo Tremor against Chucky Pocken. Chucky Pocken getting a bad slap wheelie off to that dirt mountain, giving Buffalo Tremor the next round advantage. I think Chucky might have got a little bouncy over those cars, unfortunately, but again, another fast time by Buffalo Tremor. You got a 678 with Excalibur, and Buffalo Tremor just knocking out a 667. I mean, that is fast. Like, that is just non-stop, gear shifting. Let's go. I'm going to beat you. Now, let's go on to the semifinals. Mad Dog versus Dirt Cadney and, wow, I cannot speak. Blue Thunder, Mad Dog, Gravedigger, Buffalo Tremor. I'm done talking. I'm getting kind of winded. Let's see it. Bob Breen sitting there next to Kurt Dabney. I think Bob Breen's going to be taking his both trucks almost like a very similar. And again, Bob Breen just flying across that set of cars. He might need to get on the brakes a little bit there before he goes in the hay bills. But again, a very impressive run. A 633. That is a very, very fast run. Blue Thunder getting knocked out with a 678. Unfortunately, Kurt Dabney, we'll have to see next time. Now, who's going to be joining him in the finals? Is it going to be Gravedigger? Is it going to be Buffalo Tremor? Let's see it. Buffalo Tremor with a very impressive lead, going to slap wheelie directly over those cars and just obliterates the Digger going into the final round against Bob Breen in Mad Dog with a 648 over a 702. Tough luck for the Digger, maybe next time, but I'm excited. These are the two fastest trucks we've had tonight. We started off with 16, we're down to the final two. Buffalo Tremor out of Buffalo, New York versus Mad Dog. I mean, this is a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, let's get into this. Gentlemen, your final two contestants for this evening's racing event. Bob Breen, Mad Dog, out of Jefferson City, Missouri, with that yellow Chevrolet Blazer, up against Buffalo Tremor, John Kwasniewski, with a Chevrolet Silverado out of Buffalo, New York. These are two very beautiful trucks, very fast trucks. I mean, I'm at the edge of my seat. I can't wait to see what happens. Unfortunately, our cameraman looks a little drunk trying to get the panoramic shot, so I do apologize for that. Yep, zooming in on the Red Man and TNT logo. Gotta love it, but I'm done talking. Let's see some racing. Mano a mano. Who's going to be the champion? Is it going to be Bob Breen, or is it going to be John Kwasniewski out of Buffalo, New York? Tremor, Mad Dog. Let's see it. Both trucks just flying across the set of cars. A little bit of a wheelie. And again, Buffalo Tremor just dusting the competition. Mad Dog getting a little squirrely over those final set of crush cars, but your winner of this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Buffalo Tremor with a 6.2 second flat run up against Mad Dog 6.9. Get it? 6.9. Yeah. Anyway, That is an amazing bracket. We started with 16 trucks and we finally claimed a champion of this evening, Buffalo Tremor. I want to give a huge shout out to Taurus Racer 13, Aaron Frederick, who basically made this entire mod. If you guys haven't checked it out, highly recommend going on to sim-monsters.com and downloading all the leafer packs. I'm sorry if I rambled a little too much. I'm sorry if I talked really fast. This is kind of my first attempt at really announcing an event, but with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.